Good afternoon. We are on the record. We're conducting a hearing on the record in the matter of case number 9056 and 9064 relating to the standard offer of service and bill impacts relating to SOS bids made on January 14th, 2019. Mr. Spivak, good afternoon. Would you like to proceed with your witness?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Lloyd Spivak for the Commission staff. And staff has two witnesses today, as we ordinarily do. The first of them is James Letzelter of Liberty Consulting.
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly affirm that on penalties of perjury the statements made in this matter today are the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
State your full name.
James Letzelter.
Spell your last name.
Letzelter.
New business address.
It's 1451 Quentin Road, Suite 400 in Lebanon, PA.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Letzelter.
Good afternoon.
Or actually make that Dr. Letzelter. And welcome back to Baltimore.
Thank you.
Do you have it in front of you, a document captioned in case numbers 9056 and 9064, entitled Direct Testimony of James Letzelter, the Liberty Consulting Group, on behalf of the staff of the Public Service Commission of Maryland, and dated with today's date?
Yes.
Does the document consist of 11 pages of question and answer testimony?
Yes, it does.
Was it prepared by you or under your direct supervision?
Yes, it was.
Okay. Do you have any additions, deletions, or other corrections you would like to make at this time?
No additions or deletions or changes.
If the questions were asked of you now as they are asked in this document, would your answers be the same?
Yes, they'd be.
And do you adopt this document as part of your sworn testimony?
Yes.
Your Honor, staff requests that Dr. Letzelter's testimony be marked as Staff Exhibit Number 1, please.
Mr. Letzelter's testimony is so marked as Staff Exhibit 1 and moved into evidence.
Dr. Letzelter, can you please give us a brief summary of your testimony?
Sure. I'm an energy industry consultant with the Liberty Consulting Group, and I serve as the technical monitor overseeing supply procurement for SOS for the 4 investor-owned electric utilities in Maryland. I'm also responsible for calculating the price anomaly threshold values. The key part of this testimony is that I recommend that the Commission accept the results of the Tranche 3 procurement, which was held on Monday, April 15th, 2019. There are 4 primary reasons for this recommendation. First, the average of the winning bid prices for each residential block type were below their respective price anomaly thresholds. Second, the bid prices were consistent with market conditions. Third, the auction processes were performed fairly and consistent with the RFP. Fourth, there was sufficient competition from suppliers. There were 13 bidders in this tranche, as opposed to 11 in last year's Tranche 3 procurement. This indicates a very healthy level of competition. 8 suppliers won blocks in this tranche, the same as last year's Tranche 3. Overall, there was a 5-to-1 ratio of megawatts bid to megawatts needed, up from 4.25 last year. Based on these findings, I recommend that the Commission accept the results of these Tranche 3 procurement bids. This concludes the summary of my testimony.
And the witness is available for cross-examination.
Thank you, Mr. Spivak. Do the commissioners have any questions? Okay, thank you, Mr. Letzelter. We'll excuse you from the witness stand, and thank you for your testimony, sir. We appreciate
Thank you.
All right. The staff calls David Hoppick to the stand, please.
I do. David Hoppock, Hoppock, 6 St. Paul Street, Baltimore, Maryland, 21202. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Hoppick.
Good afternoon.
Do you have in front of you a document captioned in case numbers 9056 and 9064, entitled "The Commission Staff's Report on the Standard Offer Service Bidding Process and Results for 2019 through 2020," and dated with today's date?
I do.
Did you prepare this document, or was it prepared under your direct supervision?
It was.
Does it consist of 15 pages of a report in both text and table forms?
It does.
Okay. Do you have any additions, deletions, or other corrections you would like to make at this time?
Yes, I do have one correction on page 8. There's a subheading Type 2 Summary, and there's a bullet directly below that that says spring to summer seasonal supply only rates decreased on on the order of -7 to -19%. That should read spring to summer seasonal supply only rates decreased on the order of -16 to -19%.
Okay. And with that change, do you adopt this document as part of your sworn testimony this afternoon?
I do.
Your Honor, staff requests that the Commission staff report be marked as Staff Exhibit 2, please.
The testimony is so marked as Staff Exhibit 2 and is entered into evidence.
Thank you. And Mr. Hopper, can you please give us a brief summary of the report?
Certainly. So good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. This report provides bill impact estimates for residential Type 1 and Type 2 customers resulting from the April 15, 2019 bid. I will briefly review the results for the residential class, followed by Type 1 customers and Type 2 customers. Please turn to page 1. There's a subtitle, Residential Summary. I will begin with the residential ratepayers. So these results are final for SOS rates for the period from June 2019 through May 2020. The procurement process for 2019 is complete. And below that you see a high-level summary for each of the utilities that I will briefly review now. Please turn to page 3. Page 3 provides the residential results for the Potomac Edison Company. Potomac Edison has a different bid cycle than the other utilities, so what we are looking at here is a comparison of an average annual bill from June 2019 through May 2020 to June 2020 through May 2021. For that period, the average residential customer saw a total annual bill decrease of approximately 1.4%. This translates into a decrease of about $20 per year, and the SOS supply portion of the bill is decreasing about 2.6%. Turning next to page 4. This is the bill impact analysis for residential Potomac Electric Power Company, or PEPCO customers. This is a comparison in terms of the timing from June 2018 through May 2019 to June 2019 through May 2020. At a high level, the average residential customer will see a average annual bill decrease of approximately 3.9%. This translates to about $66 per year, and the SOS supply portion of the bill will decrease about 7.6%. Turning to page 5 for Delmarva Power and Light, the average residential customer will see a annual bill decrease of approximately 4.5%. This translates to about $77 a year, and the supply portion of the bill will decrease about 9.6%. And then the final residential bill impact is for Baltimore Gas and Electric. The average Baltimore Gas and Electric bill will decrease about 5.3% annually, which translates to about $85 a year, and the supply portion of the bill will decrease about 10%. So with that, I will turn to type 1. Please turn to page 7. So type 1 customers are small commercial customers, and what this shows is a comparison of annual average bills from June 2018 through May 2019 to June 2019 through May 2020. You can see for Pepco, Delmarva, and Baltimore Gas and Electric, total bills are projected to decrease approximately 4 to 5%. Potomac Edison did not do a bid for type 1 in this cycle. Turning next to type 2 SOS customers, I am now on page 8. This is a comparison of June through August of 2019, so this summer, to the previous summer, June through August of 2018. Please recall that the bids are for 3-month periods for type 2 customers. There is also a comparison of spring standard offer service rates to summer standard offer service rates. There is at the bottom of the page, a summary of the range of changes for each of the utilities that I will review now. So please turn to page 11. For the Potomac Edison Company, the range in change in average bills for this summer relative to the prior summer is about a decrease of approximately 6 to 8%, and the supply rate is decreasing from spring to this summer approximately 18%. Turning next to page 12, for Baltimore Gas and Electric, the range in decreases of 3-month bills, from this summer to the prior summer decreases on the order of 4 to 5%, and the supply portion, the supply rate from spring to summer is decreasing 18 to 19.5%. Turning next to Delmarva Power and Light on page 13. The range of change in bills relative to the same period the prior year, there's a decrease of between about 2 and 4%, and the supply rate from spring to summer is decreasing approximately 19%. And then finally, please turn to page 14. So for the Potomac Electric Power Company, the range of change in bills is from about 0.1% to 0.8%, and the spring to summer supply rate itself is decreasing approximately 16%. That concludes my summary.
Thank you, Mr. Hoppick. I think it's fair to say that downward pressure on standard offer of service bids is always well received. So we appreciate your report and your testimony. Do the commissioners have any questions?
Do not.
Okay, well, very good. Thank you, Mr. Hoppick. We appreciate your testimony, and as usual, very, very well done.
Thank you.
And, Your Honor, that concludes staff's case.
Okay. Nothing further from staff. Does anyone else wish to make a statement or testify in today's proceeding? Okay, very good. Hearing none, we will adjourn today. I'm sure that we will get a report out rather quickly for those who are interested in seeing the report. Thank you. We're adjourned.